It's only 4 days before I take off for my thru hike. So I think I've got everything all set as far as my hike. Look at this mess of a house. We are moving. So I'm just surrounded with moving boxes and unorganization, and it's a little bit stressful. But as far as my hiking things, I'm all set. So now I just have to pack for the next 4 days and hit the trail on the 13th. So today I just want to share with you my clothing. I'm not going to go over the whole gear list. I'll probably film that tomorrow if I have a chance. If not, I'll do it from camp when I get out onto the trail and I'm not running around trying to pack and do all these last minute errands and while still working for the next few days. So let me go over the clothing I'm going to wear for the winter, and then it will change up obviously when the weather gets nicer. It's all spread out over my sofa here, and I'll go over each item. It looks like a lot more than it is because it's all spread out. I'll pack all my clothes into the stuff sack. It's actually the sack that came with my Thermarest Neo Air air mattress. It's got the little nozzle on the end to put on the nozzle to inflate the air mattress. So you just put this on the nozzle and then fill the bag with air and squeeze the air in. So I'll show you that in action once I'm using it. But since it will be empty, why toss it into my backpack empty? I'll put my clothes in it. And then at night, I'll leave a few pieces of clothing, mostly my puffy if I'm not wearing it, and use that as my pillow. Okay, we'll start from what items will be closest to my skin and then move outward. So because I'm a girl, I'll have one bra and a pair of underwear. I'm wearing Under Armour top and bottom. They're just a mid-weight. They're not for the coldest conditions, and they're certainly not lightweight. They're a mid-weight thermal top and bottom, moisture wicking for sure, for that Under Armour. And those are leggings. And I will probably toss this pair of shorts on over the leggings if it's particularly cold, just to give me that little extra layer to trap some warmth on my tush. And then I will have this merino wool. It's a long sleeve top that I'll put over the base layer. And if it's not really cold, I will just put a t-shirt on. It's moisture wicking, but it's lighter weight. So I wanted to just bring a t-shirt because the weather is crazy and it might be frigid cold and snowing one day and 50 degrees the next. And so I didn't want to just have long sleeve thermal things. So I do have just a t-shirt that I can either use as an extra layer with the thermal and the merino wool, or just by itself, so whichever. On top, I have, it's an LL Bean hooded quarter zip. I wore this last year. It's just a polyester blend type thing. It worked well for me last year. I do have a fleece as a backup plan. If this doesn't work, I'll send for that, but why fix it if it ain't broke? I did wear this, and it actually weighs less than my fleece jacket. So I'll wear this over these other items to start, and we'll see. And I'll keep you posted if it doesn't work for me. I've got my buff. I bought a new one because it's smart wool, so that will be better for the winter. So a smart wool buff. My Injinji toe liners. I only went 1 week last year without my toe liners, and that was the only week I got blisters. So those are going to stay on my feet. I've got smart wool socks. I have my gaiters. And I've got my Merrells that I will start out with. That's what I finished the trail with last year, and I love them, and I still have at least 200 or 300 miles more. So there's my gaiters. If needed, these are waterproof socks that I videoed a test in my friend's bathtub a couple weeks ago. So if needed, I will wear the waterproof socks. As needed, it's going to have to be really cold for me to wear a beanie. I hate hats, but I've got a beanie there. It's Under Armour, and it's stormproof, water resistant, and all that. I've got Outdoor Research gloves and waterproof mittens. And again, I have set aside with my fleece jacket, I have a warmer pair of mittens and even some reflective glove liners that if I find that these are not warm enough, then I'll have those as a backup, and I'll stick those right into my list, and I will let you know. And I've got a raincoat. It's just a North Face, very lightweight. What I like about this is it's got the zips underneath the arms for some ventilation. So that's my raincoat and a pair of Columbia rain pants. So those can be either for rain or wind or both. And that's pretty much what I will have when I'm actually moving and hiking. At camp, I've got a Ghost Whisperer down puffy. Got my compression socks that I used quite a bit last year to take off my wet, sweaty socks and slide those on and elevate my feet up on my backpack. They felt great, so I'll have those. Got another pair of underwear just as a backup. I have the buff I had last year. It's just, I don't know if it's nylon or polyester, whatever. It is very lightweight, but I might want that around my neck, or it will be dry if my other buff got wet, just to kind of keep on my head at night. But I also like to put it over the stuff sack as a makeshift pillowcase. I've got a dry pair of socks to wear to bed, nice and cushy smart wool, and the top and bottom that I'll sleep in. And that's where I'm going to be most cold, is at camp, in my tent. So these are Under Armour top and bottom 4.0 Expedition weight. This is the warmest I could get, quite expensive, but I work at a sporting goods store, so I got a discount, and around the holidays they were on sale, so that was cool. And that is it. I am probably, to start with, going to bring some backup socks. A dry pair of Injinji liners and 2 pairs of hiking socks, Darn Tough, and these are Merrell's, but they're a wool blend as well. Only for the first week or so I'm going to bring another pair, an extra layer to sleep in for sleep socks until my down booties arrive. I've ordered my down quilt, the Revelation Enlightened Equipment quilt, and it won't ship until within a few days after I leave. So I contacted customer service, and they're going to ship it to an address that I'll give to them, probably Mountain Crossings at Neil Gap or the cabins there. But along with that order were down booties from the same company, and they match my sleeping quilt. So until those arrive, I'm going to wear a couple of pairs of socks. But I think that's the only piece of clothing that I don't have here are the down booties. Everything else is there. So like I said, I set aside a fleece pullover in case this blue one isn't quite enough. I've got warmer mittens and some reflective liners for my gloves in case these are not enough, and my down booties. And I think that's pretty much it, but if I need to make adjustments, there's always a Walmart. So there you go, my backpack explosion. The next video I share is probably going to be the rest of my gear. I will try to get to it before I leave, but that's only 4 days from now. I still have 2 days of work, and we're moving from this house, and there's a lot of packing to do. So no promises, but I'll do my best. At the very worst, I'll get on trail, and the first night or two, I will absolutely empty out my backpack and show you everything else that I've got with me. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for following. Thanks for your encouragement. And I'll see you soon.